Well, hello, I'm welcoming you to our kitchen, and I'm Peggy, and I'm smiling because somebody special is here with me. Marie Hegler is here. Now, Marie has a special title, and it's called Food Safety and Nutrition Agent. Well, I'm going to remove the name agent and say expert, because that's what she is. Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, what are you going to do today?
So today we're going to make what I call a back to school meal, since we're going back into school.
I haven't gotten over Easter, and here it is, time to think about school.
I feel like summer just had
And you
begun.
blink and it'll be Christmas.
That's true. So
this is quick, for good, wholesome food.
Of course, always.
All right.
This is a quick, easy kind of dinner meal. We're going to make stuffed peppers, and we're going to be stuffing them with lots of good vegetables. We're going to do some mushrooms, bell peppers, cauliflower rice, which I'll talk about more later, a little Italian sausage, some marinara. It's going to be delicious. Put a little Parmesan cheese on it. But the first thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 350, because what I like to do when I stuff peppers is I like to kind of cook the peppers a little bit beforehand and then fill them and then put them back in the oven to cook.
Oh, so you cook them ahead of time?
Just a little bit, for about 15 minutes. You take, and then you can, while they're cooking, you can do the filling, and then you can put it in. So to stuff a bell pepper, and this is a bell pepper. It's just an orange. I'm going to use it. I use
beautiful color.
All different colors, just depending on what your taste is. So normally the green bell peppers have a little peppery taste. They're the less mature version. So as they ripe, you'll see, I think really a green pepper turns into a red pepper. So it has a little sweeter taste. You have these orange and yellow peppers that tend to be sweeter. Also because they're different colors, they have different phytonutrients or different antioxidants that they give you. So it's good to eat a variety of bell peppers or a variety of any kind of fruit and vegetable that have different colors. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is going to be for we're making 4 stuffed bell peppers, so it could be 4 servings, if you will. So because each one can be is a pretty good size portion. The first thing you want to do is just chop off the top of the bell pepper, and you'll see that you want to keep this part. We're going to chop this up and use it in the filling. Okay. And then for the inside, you're just going to get out the seed part of it. So that just kind of pops out. There's not a lot to it. And then this is what's going to be your little craft, your carrier, the stuffed bell pepper.
It's all ready. Yeah.
And then what I do is I wrap this in tin foil. So I already wrapped 3 other ones and put them in the oven. And you're going to place this on a baking sheet.
What, about 350?
350.
For how long?
15 minutes.
Okay.
And then while that's cooking, which I have some cooking, I'll put it back here.
While that's cooking, you can do the filling.
Yes, correct. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up the rest of this bell pepper, because I'm going to use this in the filling. So this is again with 4 different bell peppers. Again, you can use any color that you feel so inclined to use. Some people don't like green bell peppers, but they like red bell peppers, so it depends on your taste. I like them all, so I use all of them.
So it doesn't matter which one you use?
It does not.
No.
So you can see here I've got the other ones that I chopped up are right there. Just add that to the little dish. It's a little rainbow color of bell pepper. I've got some oil heating up in that skillet. You want a kind of a fairly large skillet. Okay,
but you only have a small amount of oil. I want to mention that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, prior to this, I had already cooked some Italian sausage. So this is 8 ounces of Italian sausage that I just cooked in a skillet. You can use whatever you want to use. You don't even have to use any kind of meat. You can just do all vegetables.
In other words, this could be a vegetarian meal if you wanted it.
Of course. So you could also do ground beef. You could do turkey meat. You could do turkey sausage. You could do ground chicken.
What do you have here?
And that's ground Italian sausage.
Okay.
So, and you can get ground turkey Italian sausage as well. And that's 8 ounces. So usually like half a package, because what we're going to do is we're going to also add some mushrooms that are going to give that meaty flavor. So once you got your oil heating up and cooking, I'm going to add half of a chopped onion, so essentially like a half a cup of diced onion. It's going to go in there. And then I'm going to add those bell pepper tops to it. You see it's nice and pretty, very colorful. I'm going to make sure that's on. That little stir. I'm also going to add some garlic.
See how colorful that is. That's pretty.
It is pretty pretty. I'm gonna add a little garlic as well, about a clove of garlic. I have more than a clove in here because I'm gonna use it for the dressing for our side dish. So I'm just gonna add just a wee bit of garlic, maybe a little bit more than that. Then we're gonna let that, and yeah, you just need a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. If you use the pan, if you were using the same pan and you brown sausage in it, you wouldn't need as much oil because you could just throw it in there and the fat from that will help cook it.
And this is very finely chopped.
Yes, so this is just diced. All the veggies are diced. And this is one of I've made this several different ways with several different fillings. I've thrown zucchini in here. Since this time of year, you have lots of summer squash zucchini. You can chop that up, throw that in there. The only thing is, it's kind of a guesstimate as how many bell peppers you might need for the filling, because you can really do as much or as little of this as you want. So if you have a larger family, you can do just double this recipe, and the filling can be good for lots of different things too, not just to throw into bell peppers. So we're gonna let that kind of do its thing. I'm starting to hear it sizzle.
It's
a little
hot.
bit.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Okay.
So the other things we're going to add to this are going to be mushrooms, which I've got just an 8-ounce package of baby portobello mushrooms. You could just use white button mushrooms, whatever kind of shiitake. If you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to use them. And I chopped them up finely, or sort of finely.
Yeah,
So
they're nice.
yeah, so I just chopped those up, a rough chop. I didn't go into any precision for that. And then also I have this ingredient, which is the more interesting or more newish ingredient. It's cauliflower rice, which makes you think it's something other than cauliflower, but it's just cauliflower that's been chopped really finely. So there's it literally is. If you
I've
take
never seen cauliflower chopped like that.
Yes, so it's a new thing. If you're doing like low carb type diets, a lot of people use this as a replacement for rice. It can act, and that's what the name is more of how it can act in recipes and less about what exactly it is. So it literally is cauliflower that somebody chopped up really finely. I actually bought this in a bag, but you can take a head of cauliflower and do it yourself.
You bought that ready to use?
Yeah, ready to use.
Oh.
But you can, and now it's just in the vegetables section. Most grocery stores carry it now, but it'll just say cauliflower rice. But it's just cauliflower. So if you want to make your own, it's easy. You just get a thing of cauliflower, and you can throw it in a food processor, or you can just chop it up. But we're going to use this. So normally stuffed peppers have rice and meat and all that. So we're going to use you can consider this a low carb-ish dinner. So we're just going to be adding the cauliflower rice, which is about 2 cups, just depending on how much you want to add. And then again, a lot of this actually is probably more mushrooms than I'm really going to add. So I'm going to go ahead and add these mushrooms to this dish. I'm not going to do all of them. I think I'm just going to do about half of them. And then I'm going to add this cauliflower rice as well.
You don't need to add any more oil to this?
I don't think so. I might decide to in a minute, but it looks good for the moment.
Okay, you're the expert.
I don't know about that. But if you think we need to use oil, I'll go with your judgment as well. That looks all right, though. So you just want to saute this until things are kind of softened. So again, we're going to put this in the oven, so it'll cook a little bit more. But you want to make sure it's kind of...
But you can buy this finely chopped and ready to use in the grocery.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so that's a real bonus if you're short on time.
Correct. Yeah, it's a great thing to utilize. All right, and so while that's cooking, I've got this giant bowl. So this is what we're going to put the filling in. You could just add it all into that, but I'm gonna add this because I don't want the skillet to overflow.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and throw this 8 ounces of whatever type of meat or non-meat item that you would like.
For today, what is that?
Italian sausage.
Italian sausage. Okay.
So so if you just added a ground beef or ground turkey, you would want to add some flavor, or you could just add salt and pepper to it. Or I'm going to add some tomato sauce to this as well, so you could add like a tomato sauce that has some flavor, whatever flavor agents that you might want. I'm going to grab the peppers out of the oven, or the ones I have put in the oven. All right. So I'll put them right there.
And I'll keep stirring this. We don't want it to stick. But actually, it's just a tiny few drops of oil is all she put in here. So you don't need to weight it down with lots of oil.
So these are the bell peppers that I have wrapped, and then
Have they been in the oven already?
they have been in the oven.
Okay.
So they're a little bit warm to the touch. And you're not going to see like a huge difference of what they look like, but they're just a little bit, you want them to just kind of cook to a little bit of a softness. They don't need to cook all the way because you're going to add this filling to it and then cook them a little bit longer. And this is another tricky thing. Sometimes you have more filling than you need because you have smaller bell peppers. Sometimes you have less filling because you have huge bell peppers. So it's kind of a guesstimate as to how much you might need. Oh, I didn't even know I had.
Oh, pretty. This is lovely. Look at this.
That does look really good. So we have these bell peppers and these. So we're going to fill these and then we're going to cover it with tin foil. Throw it in the oven for a little bit longer. That's looking really good. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper to that.
Okay.
So I'm going to add about, I don't know, half a teaspoon or so. I don't have my little handy. And then I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Go ahead and stir that on up. And the other thing we're going to add to this, I just bought some store-bought tomato sauce in a can. So you can use whatever kind of sauce that you want. It's just right here. And I do about a cup, and I'll put half of it, or a little more than half of it, into the filling.
That's just plain tomato sauce.
And you can get the kind that has like basil or garlic added to it. Just whatever kind floats your boat. And I'm going to add half of it to the filling, and then I'm going to add half of it on top of it. And then I'm going to add some more cheese. So I'm going to add half the cheese and half of the tomato sauce on there. So that looks good. So I think we're almost done with that because you just want it to get to, that's really pretty. You just want it to get kind of soft,
I love
cooked
that.
through.
Look at that. Isn't that lovely?
You could almost just eat that as is.
I was going to say, you can eat just as is.
There's all, yeah, the different steps so that you could just eat that. Yeah, that would be, and you could probably just, you could add a little marinara to that situation and see if that's.
It's hot, be careful.
Right. I'm going to add this to the bowl. Perfect.
Okay.
Be careful with that, sweetheart. So I'm just going to mix that in. Ooh, it's steaming. And now I'm going to add half of this tomato sauce. So I'm just going to.
Which is about how much?
Half a cup.
Okay.
Ish. Okay. Just eyeballing it. That's a cup in that dish, so I'm just doing half of it. So half a cup of tomato sauce goes in there. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese to this, and then I'm going to top the rest of it. So this is a half a cup. I'm going to add half of it in here, and then I'm going to top it with the rest of it.
Okay, I want to see what you do with this, and then we're going to a break. Right. So look at that. That's luscious. And it's wholesome food.
Yes, yeah, it's quite good for you. You can tell you got all these vegetables in there. You got protein. You've got all kinds of, the different colors are going to, and then you have the cauliflower rice. So you're not, this is very filling. You're surprised at how filling one bell pepper stuffed with this can be, but it is actually very filling.
And then you use 3 different colors,
I did.
which is kind of fun.
You can use whatever floats your boat.
And you fill that.
You just fill it up as much as you would like, or much as you can take in there. And then I'm going to top it with some tomato sauce, and then top it with some cheese, and then you bake it.
Okay.
At 350.
Well, she's filling those. We're going to go to a quick break, but let me just say that if you'd like these recipes, they're free for the asking, but we appreciate a self-addressed stamped envelope. And we have lots of recipes, so we need the number. And the number on this recipe is 1024. 1024. And it's back to school meals, but this would be good whether you go to school or not. We'll be right back.